Hi guys, it's Amy with Aim to Plan, and I am here with Sophia's memory book to do all the things. So this will be a two-part video where I am going to be talking you through the setup for 2023, basically the July 2022 setup all the way through December 2023 setup. And then I'm going to do a very short, very quick plan with me. I am still really behind on memory planning and just keeping Sophia's memory book updated. I need to sit down and just kind of like really just spend probably a couple of hours to update the past like 5 weeks. But I just wanted to, at least for this week, lay down some stickers. I'm not even going to redate or do any of the things. I just want to be able to kind of like write in pen, get some of the dates down, put some stickers down, and get going. But we're going to spend the first part of the video talking about her setup. So if you follow along on this channel, you will know that I have a daughter named Sophia. She is 5. She will be turning 6 at the beginning of next year in 2023. But this is the year that she goes to kindergarten. So we are spending the summer getting ready. In fact, just yesterday, I purchased her summer reading books for kindergarten. She will be starting kindergarten in August. And so one of the things that she and I have been talking about is as she goes into kindergarten, one of the things that I want to do in conjunction with her just regular academic learning is to really be able to promote and utilize all of my planner supplies to really teach her how to be organized and learn how to plan herself. And of course, this will be at a very basic level, at a 5-year-old level, but I want her to be able to learn dates, learn how far things are out in advance and that kind of thing. And so with that in mind, she's going to start having access to her own planner starting in, I'm going to start some of this in July, but really starting in August, we're going to be really focusing on like getting her into her own planner. I'll really have to like be a little bit more aware and like pre-plan a lot more and get a lot of stickers down probably earlier in advance. So note to self, I need to like start recording a bunch of videos. Anyway, that was a total side note. But I also, in conjunction to wanting her to like plan a little bit more, I want her to be able to like have a space to like practice her handwriting and learn how to work with like dates and numbers and like how journals work, that kind of thing. I know they'll be doing that in kindergarten. She will have a daily journal at school. I haven't gotten our school supplies list yet, but I'm assuming, just from understanding how kindergarten works in general, she will have one of those composition notebooks where she will have a few lines to journal every day on the daily prompt at school with her kindergarten classroom. But I want her to do something similar with her daily life at home, like all the things she's doing after school. So with that being said, let me show you her current setup, what I'm adding to her setup, and what will move her into 2023. So I'm going to shift this to the side and show you this baby. I did change this up recently. She was on classic size mint discs, which she still absolutely loves. I'm using the setup that I have for that, where I had flipped a cover inside out with some light stripes. Actually, let me pull it and show it to you so that way you can see what it looks like. Okay, so this is her setup right now for like her archive. I essentially move pages in here once I finish updating everything, writing down all the notes, all the quotes, all the different events that she's done, including all the papers, like taping everything in, scrapbooking, doing all the journaling, all that type of stuff. I only have January in here right now. Like I said, I'm like way behind. I do have most of the pages finished, but I haven't like finished like posting in the photos. That's really kind of like the holdup, is I haven't sat down to like look at the photos that I want to like paste in here. So I do have all of that stuff in the back here to, I think it's in the back. No, actually it's not even in the back. I pulled it off just because it was getting pretty thick, you can see here. And so I have it set to the side where I know that I need to print the photos. I just haven't done it yet. So with that being said, what I do use for Sophia's memory book is an outdated teacher layout. In fact, it's like a combination of like multiple different pages of teacher layouts that I've had in the past. Let me flip to July so you can see it. So this is July. You can see here that I pulled a set of random dividers. These Sophia actually picked out herself. She picked it out because she loves pastel rainbows, and so the whole theme of the planner is like this pastel rainbow you can see here, which kind of goes with this vibe. And so this is her planner. She picked all of the dividers. I'll show you all those in a second. And then this is just a teacher layout. Well, this is not the teacher layout. These are just the dividers, but this page is like the beginning of a teacher layout. And every week, every month, I go through and I redate this. I just basically undate all of this stuff. Sometimes I decorate the side, sometimes I don't, but then I redate across the top using the numbers that I print out every week. And then I just kind of track for her like big events with her family, with what she is doing personally, any major world news, funny quotes. I put pictures in here. On this monthly, I do try to cover this up and make it look cohesive across the dividers, but then I'll put even more pictures. I do put it on the correct date, so I don't necessarily redate. I just plop a photo down, starting on the first, whichever day the first is, and I'll put a photo down and just kind of like have a photo a day for Sophia. And it'll normally just be like everyday shots or like just funny things that she's looking at that day. You know, like it might be a screenshot, it might be whatever, but it will just kind of be like a snapshot of her entire month through photos. And then here is where I journal. This is where I talk about what's happening with her, what's happening with her family. And so that's what I do every week. Now, in between the weeks, if you've seen previous flip throughs of my planner, you will see that sometimes I like have like papers that come home from school or, you know, something that she's drawn, and I want to keep those in her memory book as well. So instead of using this as a weekly planner, I will just paste the pages right in between here. And so it'll go from this actual layout to like basically a covering here where it's whatever she has. And so I don't use this section, and then I will skip to where it's like another set of like pages. So it'll go from the actual weekly planner to like some memory scrapbooking type stuff to another weekly planner, and it'll just kind of flip back and forth. Some weeks are like that, some weeks are not. Let me see if I can show you what that looks like. Again, I'm like really far behind, but I'll show you what it kind of looks like here. Okay, so this is June. This is actually this week. So this is the week that I have right now. And let me go back a little bit more. Okay, well, I haven't posted anything in here, but like you can see here, like I haven't even redated, but I started writing down the notes here. And then this is the week of the 6th through the 12th for June. And then here's the 13th, the 19th. Now, if I had some information that I wanted to paste in here, which she did bring home a couple of things from school, I would just cover it right here. And it would just like be like a scrapbook or like just something that I just pasted directly into her planner. And then I would be able to like do both sides of it and flip through. I might be able to find a different version of this in May. Okay, so here's May. All right, this is like directly to the next week. But then here I have some pages that I want to paste in. And so I just haven't pasted it in yet. And then, so this week is just kind of taken up with that. But then here it goes back to the 16th through the 22nd. So there is this week, which is the 15th, the end of the 15th, the pasted pages, and then the 16th through the 22nd. So hopefully that makes sense. My plan is going into July that I would still be doing the same thing. For Sophia's memory book, I don't like to change it up. I am starting to run out of teacher layout pages. I do have a couple of other different sets that I'll pull out. I just haven't put them in here, but I do have more pages. So let me go ahead and show you, at least starting in July, her dividers. So this is the one that she selected, Darling, You Were Born to Shine. And then here's the August divider. So September, Good Things Are Coming. October says Choose Joy. November, See the Good in All Things. And you can see it's all like pastel rainbows. And this one is just repeated, You Got This, all the way down. Right, so that's December. She also selected a bunch of dividers that she wanted to save for herself. Some of these are just like random notes. So these are some of the dividers that she really loved that kind of matched her theme for the year, but I didn't need all the extra dividers. So this one says, Here Comes the Fun. It's not all sunshine and rainbows, but a good amount of it actually is. And then this one just has a nice pattern. These are all like from that same set of divider, that same planner, like the Pastel Rainbows planner. Do Your Thing. And then she really loved this divider. Every Summer Has a Story. She loves this one as well. These are all the ones that she wanted to add in here. This one I feel like doesn't match as well, and then she loved this mermaid one. Now some of these dividers I may or may not use, it just depends. We are coming up on a couple of big trips in like, well, actually one big trip and then the beginning of school. So I really should have used some of these earlier in the year, but we are now at the point where we're hitting like some major trips, and so I could probably pull those and like have a dedicated section to those major trips. So that's her setup. Now, that's her current setup. It should be like teacher layout pages all throughout. But starting in July and going into July 2022 to December 2023, that's the 18th month period, I'm going to be moving into the Pressed Florals planner. I've already pulled it off the discs, but this is the very end of that planner, the July 2022 to December 2022 part. This part is still current. And so this is still July 2022, you can see here. And it is a horizontal planner. Oh my gosh. Okay. So this is a horizontal planner. It starts July 4th, which is totally fine, I think. But what we're going to do is I'm going to take this and add it into Sophia's planner. One of the things that I want her to be able to do here is to do a little bit of, like I said, planning, learning how to plan for herself, and also learning, or like just practicing some writing. And so it will be really focusing on like her after school activities. So if she, for example, goes to a friend's house, I will just get her to like write the friend's name, draw a picture, like put a sticker down, something related to the activity that she did for that day. And then we're going to work on like planning in advance. And so if we're here and she wants something to happen on Sunday, like she'll be able to kind of see how far out that is. So hopefully that makes sense at a 5-year-old level to like at least get her to start thinking about planning. She of course knows that I love to plan, and we've had that going for a long time. So she helps me sometimes, but she's always asking me like how many days until something, and that's totally fine for her to ask me, but also, you know, she can start to learn some of that stuff herself, right? And so I've pulled the July through December 2022 part, the 2022 portion that's current here, and I'm going to add it straight into her planner. It's pretty much at this point I'm adding it like right between, it's like right after her like July planners. I have like a whole different set here, which I put in here because, well, it's like a secret passion project. I guess I can't explain it right this second. At some point I'll come back probably in a month or two and kind of talk about like what the third section for Sophia's planner is. But right now I'm adding the second section, which is her personal planner where she's going to do all the things for herself, right? And so that's September. And then the rest of this planner, the Pressed Florals planner, it was an 18-month planner. And so this is the last like 6 months of it. But the first 12 months of it, the parts that I didn't use, I am planning to use for her memory book in 2023. And so what we're going to be doing is hopefully at that point, like second half of kindergarten, she will either be really good at planning and she could just take over herself, or, you know, of course I feel like I'll still be helping her, you know, but or it could be that she's given up on it and we just really hated doing this at 5 years old. And so it will convert either just to a handwriting planner, or it will be a mix of both where I do the planning and then she does the handwriting part of it. But I do anticipate using the first half of it and just redating the first 12 months of it for her planner in 2023. And I don't need to kind of put it in here, one, because this planner is getting super full, but two, you know, I have like this reminder here, like that the Pressed Florals is already in here, and so I will remember that it is in there. And so that's the game plan for Sophia's memory book. Now, again, I didn't put in the 2023 pages, but it will go in here. And once I start moving some of this stuff out, I'll be able to kind of move that stuff in. So let me go back to June. Where are we? Okay, we're here in June, and we are in this week, which is going to be June 20th through the 26th, and I'm going to decorate this very lightly. I'm not going to redate here. Again, I'm just trying to put some stickers down, and in fact, what I will do is use my pen and just kind of put right here that this is going to be 6/20 through 6/26, so that way I'll be able to like keep track of the dates here. And you saw this a little bit earlier, but like I've started to like go through and just kind of write down notes for her, even without stickers. And so I'm going to start doing some of that for this week too, but I do like to look at a pretty page. And so I pulled out like basically these two stickers with 6/19 is of course Juneteenth, Emancipation Day, and the federal holiday actually will fall, since it's on the weekend, it will fall on 6/20. And so I just wanted to like celebrate the federal holiday just the littlest bit by pulling out some of these stickers. These stickers are I think from Better Together, Stronger Together. It's one of those books that has some kind of name like that. I really just don't know. And I'm just going to do a small cluster down here and like probably one over here, and we're just going to call it a day. You know, one of the big things about Emancipation Day is celebrating the journey of like how far we've come with this puppy is like leaned up, how far we've come with like emancipating, like, you know, how far we've come in history, but also some of the things that we still have not yet achieved, right? Like that, I mean, the history is that for several years after the Emancipation Declaration from Abraham Lincoln, people in Texas, slaves in Texas, didn't even realize that they had been freed, that they were freed slaves at that point, or like freed men. And so, you know, they were still being treated as slaves in Texas. And so Emancipation Day is all about celebrating when they found out, as the last state to free their slaves, what that was all about. And there's some some more like history related to the fact that the Emancipation Proclamation, or like the laws set in place, were really just free for the southern states. And so yeah, there's just a lot of history here. So Juneteenth is a good time to kind of reflect on America's history and what that all means. I really, if I had thought about it, I would have purchased some stickers off Etsy that would have been like way more Juneteenth oriented and like celebrating like some of the progress that we've made, but also, you know, like acknowledging that we're pretty far, at least in terms of progress, compared to where we were, but we also have a long way to go. And so yeah, I'm just using a couple of stickers here. You can see here, that's pretty much where we're gonna leave it. I want to keep it functional, but I also like to open it up and have something really pretty to look at, to kind of help me plan. So we're going to leave it at that. I feel like I need one more right here, so I'm not going to leave it at that. I'm going to put one more. Let's see. This girl is repeated, but she's writing here and she's writing here, but it will work. And somehow that makes sense to me. Okay, so yeah, again, quick, short, really just trying to put stickers down so that I can use it. 80% of this was really talking about the setup for Sophea, which is totally fine for me as a functional planner. So the two-part video, mostly talking about the setup, but you know, 2 seconds of like putting down some stickers. I hope you enjoyed this format. I am trying to like catch up. There's been a lot happening in my personal life with my house, really. My next video will be talking about some of those issues. So if you want like a totally like non-planner, like it will be like 5% planner related, but if you want an update on my life and like where everything is going, like I plan to record a video or record some clips and kind of talk about some of like the non-planner stuff that's happening in my world right now. And so you can look forward to that video tomorrow. But for this video, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the format and like all the talk through of like my planner setup. Again, mostly planner setup, just some stickers here for the plan with me. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel. And until the next video, bye guys.